Hey everyone, NicMakesPlays here. With the new expansion comes new decks, and Irelia Azir is one that everyone's talking about. This deck is kind of the new, big next deck of the expansion. It uses Irelia and her new keyword Blade Dance, and you just hit in with Sandsoul generators like Azir and Emperor's Dais to make huge damage output, swarm extremely fast, and you can kill your opponent on turn 5, or something around that. And let's get into what makes this deck so good and how I think it should be ran. I guess quickly, we'll go over Irelia. We'll go over what she does just so you guys kind of know what's going on here. So Irelia, 3 mana, 3/2, quick attack. When I'm summoned to round start, if you have the attack token, create a flawless duet. What is flawless duet? Let's check it out. Blade Dance 2. Alright, so Blade Dance, 1 minute slow spell. Blade Dance. Start a free attack with that many summoned blades, so basically it just summons 2 of these that are attacking. Doesn't take your attack token, just these 2 blades attack. But if you have Emperor's Dais or Azir, you also get a Sand Soldier attacking with them. When she levels up, which is by having 12 plus allies attack, you round start, same thing, you get the quick attack, and you get the duet on your attacking turns. But when allies attack, create a Blade Surge in hand. Blade Surge, swap Irelia with an ally. So what you can do when she's leveled up is that you put a bunch of blades out, and then if they don't block one, you can put Irelia in there to push for big damage, get a direct attack in, or you can swap something blocking a blade and kill it with the quick attack. So that's Irelia, and that's what Blade Dancing is. Summoning the blades, so if it said Blade Dance 1, that means you summon 1 blade. Blade Dance 3, you summon 3 blades. Alright, let's get into it. So, first card I'm playing, Ancient Preparations. Play, predict, countdown 2, summon a Clockling. The reason I play this card is I feel that the whole deck's about getting your combo pieces. You need to see... So I guess, in short, let's do the Mulligan real quick. You always, and I mean always, want a Mulligan for Emperor's Dais and Azir. Those are the biggest cards to get in the deck. The Blade Dancing is obviously really good, but you need the unison with the Sandsoul generators to make it truly what makes this deck strong. So you want a Mulligan for Emperor's Dais and Azir of your hand. It's good to start with this to try and see your combo pieces and predict for them. You also could see a Sparring Student. Sparring Student's insanely strong in this deck. We'll get to him later. So I'd say you want a Mulligan for Emperor's Dais and Azir. This card's good. Keep your Mulligan. If you already have both of those, then you could keep it like an Irelia or something. But you really make sure you get Emperor's Dais and Azir. This card also enables Shapestone. Shapestone gives +1/+1 for 1 mana to unit for a turn, but if you use a landmark, it gets +3/+1. More landmarks than just Dais, makes so you can get the +3 more consistently. Very strong, to push for game if you need it like that. But more importantly, it makes so they block the blades. They're like, okay, well, I can just block this blade safely. They only have 1 attack. I'll block with Draven or something, and then you can Shapestone and kill it. And this is really important because it removes their blockers for later and also turns your blades that are free attackers into killing important units that they have to block. It'll take big damage a lot of the time. So very good. 3 Dancing Droplet. When I'm summoned, you get to tune. And when I'm recalled, draw 1. So it's a tune, elusive. The reason that I think this card's insanely strong is a few reasons. One thing I'm going to talk about that's overlooked. It's essentially a 0 mana blocker. It gives you a tune, right? It gives you a spell mana when summon. So this deck needs some sort of blocking or stabilization in the early game to not just get smorked down. Because it's weak to aggro. I think aggro and Nasus Thresh are its weakest matchup because it's easy to get the slays when they block. But getting the 0 mana blocker, 0 mana that gives you a tune, is really good. On top of that, elusives can chip in some damage, and if recalled with Homecoming or Devoured Conspirator, stuff like that, lead and follow, you get to draw a card as well. So very good. 3 Dunekeeper, pretty straightforward why this card's in the deck. 1 mana 2/1 helps level Azir. You attack multiple units, so it helps level Irelia. Really good blocker, so you can, if they're being they have a lot of board presence and they're attacking for a big attack. Play a 1 mana 2 blocker card and really strong. Also push for huge damage. Amazing card, very versatile. 3 Shapestone we talked about. Give an eye +1/+1 this round. If you summon a landmark, give it +3/+1. Very good. It can keep your units alive with +1 health. Also push for huge damage for game. But I think it's very important to make it so you can threaten kills on things. It's pretty game changing to have a 1 mana spell that just kills huge units or really powerful units like Draven they're blocking with. So very good. All right, this card, Sparring Student. I just want to go ahead and say this is maybe, I don't say the best card of the deck, but it's insanely strong. This card is insane. I don't know the word to say it. It's crazy in this deck. Very powerful. You need 3 of this card. This card is part of what makes this deck as strong as it is. When you summon an ally, give me +1/+1 this round. Okay, this card regularly will get to 5/5, 6/6, 7/7. I've seen this card get 8/8, 9/9, 10/10. This card is insane. For a 1-drop, being able to trade with their really huge units is crazy in the early game. like turn 3, 4, you can get to like a 6/6. They usually can't block a 6/6 on turn 3 or 4, right? So then, well, mostly turn 4 or 5, I guess. But point is, 1 mana card you paid like almost nothing for, just the 1 mana. Being able to be huge damage output, to be able to have amazing blocks. If you have like multiples, they just can't deal with like how big this card gets for the mana cost. So you don't want to get rid of this card very easily. You want to make sure you really get the max value of a Sparring Student. The Blades and the Sand Soldiers, of course, are what makes it so big. If you play Irelia and you Blade Dance with the Sand Soldier, it becomes a 4/4. Then you attack again, get more Sand Soldiers, or if you Blade Dance again, it becomes bigger. You can push for game with not Syncopation, with Irelia swap spell if they don't block it or whatever, or they don't block Irelia. It's just for how much it costs. This card is cracked, and it kind of, or I shouldn't say cracked. That's lingo. It's really strong, really insane, really crazy, and it's what part of what makes this deck just as powerful as it is. So 3 of this for sure. Amazing card. 3 burst dice. This is a card we don't always see in your Mulligan, or this in like Azir. When allies attack someone attacking Sand Soldier, you need the Sand Soldiers to make the deck as strong as it is. They push for huge damage, level up Azir really fast, level up Irelia really fast. They buff your Sparring Student more. It's like, this is like the Blade Dancing is good, but it's really the Blade Dancing with the Sand Soldiers what makes it so strong. And you have tons of the Blade Dancing. You really need to get the Sand Soldiers. So obviously some of the Sand Soldier. 1 mana, 1/1, Ephemeral, Nexus Strike, deal 1 to Nexus. Alright, 2 Lead and Follow. New card. Recall an ally to create a Flawless Duet in hand. Flawless Duet is this card, the 1 mana slow spell Blade Dance. 2. Summons 2 is attacking. Very good if they try and like kill things. Like say like Culling Strike Azir or something. You can bounce it back to your hand. You can use it on the Dancing Droplet to get the draw 1 as well with the Duet. And then, or you get the draw 1, then you play the Duet. Protects Irelia. It's just really good because it's a protection spell that gives you a card to Blade Dance. You do need some protection for your units or like ways to recall. Another cool thing with this card is you can reuse the Blade Dance cards. We haven't really got to them yet, but like card Blossoming Blade says play Blade Dance 2. You can bounce this to your hand. Use the Flawless Duet you got to your hand, Blade Dance 2, and then play this again, the Blade Dance 2 more. And level Azir really, really fast. And also when Azir is on, we'll get to Azir. When Azir's on the field, they'll get +1/+1, which is really strong. So yeah, pretty good card. Alright, 3 Navori Conspirator. To play me, recall an ally. This card's really good. Dancing Droplet to draw a card, unless you reuse the card I just showed you, Blossoming Blade. There's one called Ribbon Dancer, which we'll get to in a second, which Blade Dances when you can reuse that. If they mark things with like Merciless Hunter for vulnerable, you can bounce them back to protect them. This card's really well rounded, but I think it's really strong mostly because it lets you reuse the Blade Dancing. And activates Droplet and stuff too. And can push for elusive damage. One combo I do need to mention with this card and any elusive with like Dancing Droplet. So let's say you have Navori Conspirator, right? You're attacking and you have a leveled up Irelia. Okay? So when Irelia's leveled up, she gets you the Blade Surge when you attack, right? Swap Irelia with an ally. So what happens here is they can't block the elusive, so they don't have elusive blocker, right? So you attack the elusive, they can't block it, and then to go for game, you can swap Irelia with the elusive and push for more damage. So let's say they're at 4, attack with 2 attack Conspirator. They try and block the blades to stay alive. Then you just Blade Surge, swap the elusive they couldn't block, and push for huge damage. So you can get some really cheesy lethals with the swapping the elusives with Irelia to get more damage in. Very good. All right, Ribbon Dancer, pretty straightforward. Play Blade Dance 1, 2 mana, 2/1. Usually don't play this on turn 2 ever. It's just like later in the game. You want to play this when you have the Sand Soldiers and the Dices and all this stuff going. It's very good. Very, very generic. This is a card you would recall with Conspirator to reuse, or like leave the follow to reuse it and stuff like that. Alright, Azir. This is the card you want to see. This is like the best card. Like, this and dies, but this is like the best one out of everything. This is what makes it all happen. So 3 mana, 1/5, hard to kill. So not only does it summon the Sand Soldiers, but it levels up very easily with all the Blade Dances summoning the blades. So he's leveled up. When I was attacked, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. But when you summon an ally, give us both +1/+0 this round. So he makes all your blades become 2/1s, which is a lot more damage. The Sand Soldiers, as we know, when they Nexus Strike, they deal 1 more, so that's a lot of damage coming in from him. And he gets big himself, so you can put him on the end of the attack. They can't block him. He can push for like 6+ damage when he's leveled up from the attack bonus he gets. This is the best card. You always want Mulligan for this and dies. Very strong. I can't emphasize how good this card is. This card's really good. Sparring Student's really good too. Die's really good. Irelia's good too, when you have these. So it's Irelia. So I kind of already went over Irelia, so we'll make it short. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack, I can create a Flawless Duet. She basically just creates Flawless Duet and has quick attack, but she's really strong. She's leveled because she gets you the Blade Surge. I guess in short, last thing we haven't got over is her spell. 7 slow cost. A lot of times you want mana for this card, but pick an ally to attack alongside the blades, then Blade Dance 3. pretty good. You can make like your Lucis attack or Chest Blade attack. And you have, when she's leveled up, you have the Blade Surge. You swap whatever. So I kind of like this champ spell. At the early games, it's a bit expensive, but it gives you another way to win. It's like a strong, expensive win con. Summons a lot of blades, which are buffed by the Azir. And then she can swap with them. So very strong. Very good. All right, 3 Blossoming Blade. We went over this card already. Play Blade Dance 2. This is a card you want to recall a lot and reuse. If you have this, plus like a level Irelia, level Azir, which is very easy in this deck, this is how you get huge damage. One of the strongest parts about these cards is you can do this on your opponent's turn. So being able to attack like all these attacks on your turn, and then play this attack on your opponent's turn, recall it, play it again. It's too much pressure, and they usually always die. So very good, very strong card. it's great. 2 Homecoming. This card is insane in this deck. So a lot of times in this deck, you're like kind of smorking them, like you're swarming them down, they're about to die, and it comes down to a pivotal turn, right? So you're playing like Overwhelm or something, and they go for their one way to try and kill you, or like there's like a turn where it's like they're going to die if they don't kill you this next turn, and then you just have Homecoming and you stop them and you win. You can recall Dancing Droplet to draw a card. You can recall the Blossom Blade or whatever, the Blossoming Blade to summon them again for the Blade Dance. You can protect things with it. Very versatile card. Some people are even running Concussive Palm as well as this card to have more cards that are like, okay, pivotal turn, they try and kill you or they die, you Homecoming, you win. So you can stop lifesteal, you can stop all kind of things. So it protects the unit and kills the unit, lets you reuse things. Very good. Last card, but not least, Inspiring Marshal. When you summon another ally, you get +2/+0. Insanely strong in this deck because you have all the blades, the Sand Soldiers, they'll get buffed. You're just summoning like 5 3/1s a turn, and you're just killing them like really easily before you even attack. So this card is insane. So there's a lot of different ways to play this deck. I'll briefly go over the cards because there's like tons of different cards you can play in this deck. But I'll go over the ones that are popular in some lists. It's hard to fit everything you want. You can run 3 lists if you want. Notify is good. You don't want to run Deny because it's too expensive for this deck to deny a spell for 4 mana. You just don't have mana for that. Stop a fast or slow spell that costs 3 or less. You can stop like Vile Feast or Noxian Fervor if you're playing as aggro. Ice Shard's really good. Sorry. Ice Shard's really good to stop, protect your units, so very strong. Retreat, pretty good. Recall an ally to create a fitting return hand. I like Lead and Follow a bit better. It is cute with Dancing Droplet. You can like play Dancing Droplet turn 1, and then turn 2 you can retreat it and draw a card, then return in like an Irelia, but it's pretty expensive, and it's a lot better in other decks. I feel this card's good, but it's hard to fit everything you want. So one of the big cards that is in some... This is actually one too, but I want to go to a certain one real quick. I think I passed it. Green Glade Duo. Alright, when you summon an ally, it can be +1/+0. Like Sparring Student, it's insanely big. One way to push for game. You could actually outrace aggro with this card. This is a high consideration for this deck. I couldn't fit everything. Usually people either run Green Glade Duo or Nova Conspirator. Usually can't fit both because you need tons of cards. This deck, like you have the Blossoms and all kinds of things, but Green Glade Duo is a high consideration. I do recommend it as a card if you're thinking about playing it, to push for huge damage. Just to easily get to like, you know, the 5, 10+ attack, whatever like Sparring Student can. It's susceptible to removal. It only has 1 health, so it's like a riskier. Like if they don't kill it, you usually win a lot of times. But if they do kill it, or it's easy to kill, you just kind of out of luck. So it's a good card. You can protect it with recall and stuff, but it's a good card. All right, another big card, Syncopation. 2 mana burst spell, swap 2 allies. There's some cool lethals you can do with this. A level Azir and a Sparring Student can get really huge really fast, so those can push for lethal. You can swap things, like say they tried to Vile Feast your Green Blade Duo. You can swap it like Azir, and then protect your Green Blade Duo. So pretty well-rounded, pretty good, but again, you can't fit everything you want. But feel free to play this if you like it. Is there any other card? There's probably like 1 or 2. Just go over real quick. Palm. It's like extra copies of Homecoming. I'd probably go 3 Homecoming before you play Palm, though. It just stops the pivotal turn. You can recall this too to reuse it, which is nice. Once you recall it, transform it to Palm. Deny's a bit too expensive for this deck. You usually do not have mana for Deny. Like, you'd rather have no fire. Or, this deck doesn't... It needs all the mana to summon all the blades and all kinds of stuff, so... That's about it, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone play this card. It's a cute, maybe like a top end, but Zinnia, Steel, Crescendo, Elusive. You Blade Dance, I attack the blades. Play Blade Dance 1, so you attack some of the blades are there. Not really played that much. Some people are playing this. Reduce my cost by 1 for each time an ally attack this game. It's easy to get like discounted, but it breaks your hand in the early game. You need the combo pieces, and this is kind of extra. You don't need this to win. You just need the combos. You don't have a bricked hand, and it doesn't have a keyword. You just block it. So, all right, let's get to the games. All right, Hubert the Hippo. We're playing against Lissandra Shrima. This is a very popular deck going around. It plays a Frozen Thrall on turn 1, and then it like pops it off on turn like 4 or 5, and you have an 8/8 on turn 4 or 5. So this hand, Sparring Student's really good. You want to make sure you have this card. It's a card you need to keep. I don't know. You mostly need to make sure you get Azir. This is the #1 priority is Azir and Dice. But since we have those, we can keep Sparring Student. Even if we don't have these, I think you might keep Sparring Student because it's just so strong. But I really want to emphasize that the way to mulligan this deck is for Azir Dice. Alright. And Homecoming, it might be good versus the Thralls, but we can either kill him first, or we can draw Homecoming later. We want to make sure we get a combo-oriented hand before we try and get stuff like that. Alright, so you have to throw the spell on turn 1. This will be an interesting game. This deck's no joke. It's pretty crazy. Get 1 damage in here, but it'll be much bigger later. I want to make sure I can keep it above 1 health, because he has ice shards and stuff. So this next turn 2... Oh god. We want to pass and make spell mana. This is too early. You want to play this when you have Azir. Conspirator is just like a waste of mana, just to recall this. We want to keep this in the field. So we'll save the spell mana. Maybe it'll help us at a pinch with lead and follow. He has removal and stuff. Ooh. Now things are getting a bit crazy. Play Azir. We still aren't gonna really do anything here. We're just gonna I guess we can attack with Azir. Even with if he has Shapestone, he could stop. This is a bit risky, but okay, maybe this is the wrong play. Don't listen to me. Our Shapestone can protect from his Shapestone, but I just want to make sure we get the level up going for the Azir and the Irelia. That was 2 attacks for Irelia. I feel it was a good risk. We do it with the Shapestone, but definitely risky what I just did. If he didn't have anything like he didn't, this was a great attack though. I think it was worth it so we don't fall behind, because he's racing us down. Like he's about to have an 8/8 next turn, so we really need to make sure we're racing this guy. I think that was the right call. So now we have this. Our Shapestone, we get +3/+1. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. This is getting a bit out of hand, but let's keep playing. Okay, I'm gonna block this so he has less blockers for later, and we're just gonna take this damage. We're gonna have to race this guy down. It's a race to the death here. I mean, we're getting smart. All right, so we'll play the Ribbon Dancer now. We get all kinds of attackers in. I kind of want to Shapestone this to get rid of its blocking abilities, so he's less bonus blocker, but I don't think it's worth it. Already a 5/5, and we're gonna do more next turn. So let's see what we can do. These are good protection cards. We have a good bit of mana from baking the spell mana. Let's see what we can do. Drawing Irelia would be amazing. Oh, that's really good. All right, so we don't really have mana to use this anymore. All right, we're racing. Watch. So first we'll play Navora Conspirator. Then we can reuse this Ribbon Dancer, which will level up the Azir. He's tapped really low, so we don't really need the lead and follow. Because you want to use lead and follow 3 mana because it costs 2, and then it's 1 mana for the flawless duet it gives you. You really want to get the flawless duet off. We can still try and block this next turn, and then reuse this. I think we want to stop the blocking. The wider we can go, the better. I would like to kill this, but I think we'll be fine. We're not going to die next turn or anything. Let's just Shapestone to kill this, so he has less blockers and push for a huge attack. I'm assuming he has nothing to use with 1 mana. I mean, I don't think they run Brittle Steel or anything. If I thought they ran Brittle Steel, I wouldn't do this, but they don't, as far as I know. Alright. We need to attack the Sparring Students to threaten big damage. So we need to take 1 back. The reason I like this is that we have to race him. Like, I think if we kill this, we will probably win, and I want to force him to block with it. So we're going to hold this back. We can even reuse it with lead and follow. We'll put this last, so he's kind of forced to block these first or die. But I really want to attack with this to push for lethal and force blocks. Like, it might not be lethal. He could do something with 1 mana, but... So he goes to 1. He's forced to block. Look at this Sparring Student. 1 mana 8/8. 1 mana 9/9 in a straight here. Putting out 1 damage. He can't block the Azir because he'll die if he doesn't block these. And then we can just Conspirator and then replay this and we win. Very strong deck, as you guys can see. Very, very strong deck. Oh, wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. The pivotal turns, like, there's no way you can win now. We have Homecoming. I mean, not that you can really win anyway at this instance, but it seals the deal. It's like a 100% chance we win at this point. Alright. Add this back. He's probably concede, but it would be cool. Let me play it out. Ooh. Stone Weaving? Okay. Yeah, no landmark should save him here. Got some frozen thralls. Alright. So we can even use lead and follow this turn to get a flawless duet and get more blades. Very good.
Look upon our work. Look what we have built.
Alright, we're playing against Kindred, Kalista, Demacia, Shadows. Interesting. I wonder if this is the Matronin, the Cythria, Lady of the Clouds deck that I've been seeing going around in high Masters. We're gonna keep Irelia. Normally I wouldn't keep this. I just want to show her to you guys like what she does, so we'll keep it. But I'm gonna mull for Azir and Empress Dice like usual. A bit of a weird hand. Let's see what we can get. That's good. Hopefully we can get the Empress Dice or Azir. You always want to be seeing those. Empress Dice, great. Alright, we'll take that. Get the Sand Soldier Generator. Pretty good. Curse Keeper. It's a bit scary. I think we can pass, because if we bank Spell Mana here, it's fine with, like, the Flawless Duet and this. And if he plays the Butcher, I want to be able to play Doomkeeper as a blocker. So let's just pass here and see what he does. Like, I'm sure he'll attack. Even if he doesn't, then I think it's waste our mana, then, or, like, to make us not have a chance to do something, then it's fine. I think a second Dice here is good. We'll play Irelia for our next attack. This will be good on defense. And we're baking Spell Mana. He can pop this though. Okay, he can't. Alright, we can attack here. Whenever he blocks, we can use Shapestone to kill Kalista. Pretty good. Yeah, make sure we kill Kalista here. Push for 4 damage. So 4 damage, we're 3 out of 12 on Irelia. 3 out of 10 on the Azir. Pretty strong, and we have the 2 dice down. Even if he does some huge attack this next turn, we're pretty set to push back with huge damage. Wow. That is quite the card drop. And dying. I don't think we can afford to pass this time around. We have no spells. I really doubt he'll kill this with 2 mana. Alright, well those can't block, so not very good for him. Alright. Oh my gosh. Alright. First we play Sparring Student before we play Irelia. We need to get this down. Okay, Butcher was expected. Picked it earlier, but just your return. Let's play Irelia here. Get the Flawless Duet.
They will find our lands do not take well to intruders. Justice will be served.
That is a huge problem, and I'm not exactly sure how to deal with it, but what I think I do know is we need to play this because we need to level up with Azir and Irelia. Unfortunately, this will be healing a lot. The Tough will save it tons of health. But hopefully we draw Homecoming later. We can maybe try and cheese it out with Aurelia's level up. We'll see what happens. Alright. Stats leveled. It's at 8 out of 12. We don't have a way to level her before the next attack, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We can level her for the next time we attack, though. A cool thing is we can play this on defense, and then she'll have the Blade Surge. So here, we can actually attack with both. I think attacking with this is fine. It's not like you can kill it. I want to be able to kill this Radiant Guardian as soon as I can. So ready levels here. So on the attack, that when she levels up, you don't actually get the Blade Surge. You get it on the next attack. Which should be like insanely broken. She's really, really good, but she'd be insanely broken if you could just get it on the attack you do it. So next time we do an attack, which will be the Blossoming Blade next turn, we're able to get the Blade Surge. Which will be good because the quick attack should finish off this Radiant Guardian, so I guess we just push through it. Look at this, well, it's 10-7 now, but look at this 10-10 Sparring Student. So crazy. Pretty close game. This is definitely holding it down. A lot of people are playing Radiant Guardian specifically to beat this deck. Like, is that the deck that I think this is? Ooh. Okay, that's fine though, because when he blocks these, it'll just mark one of these. So yeah, every time we do the Blade Dances, this is what happens now. Pretty crazy stuff. So we have this Blade Surge now. Let's go ahead and swap these. This could be a blocker if we need it, but this is mostly just get the quick attack kill. He might kill this with, like, you know, single or sharp sight, but we need to get rid of Radiant Guardian. So this will target one of these, and then it'll just be obliterate attack. I don't think that even levels it. It says when you slay 2 units. Yeah, that. So you need to obliterate the blades. The blades obliterate, so they don't actually get slain. You get a free blocker here. Alright. Oh! I messed up. I keep forgetting. Okay, so that's a good lesson, I guess. If Irelia swaps with a blade, or if you don't have space on the way back, she just dies. That was my fault. But we're gonna win anyway. We can Sparring Marshal. I think that might have been worth it to kill the Radiant Guardian anyway. I mean, maybe that was the wrong thing, but still pretty good. Ruination. Wow. Didn't see that coming. We're still pushing for pretty good damage here, though. We have Azir for later. So to put him at such low health, I think that we should just win unless he gets another thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Goes to 1. You get learning lesson. So if your bench is full after you Blade Search, then they really dies. That might have been the right play anyway to kill Radiant Guardian. We did need to do that, but I'm not sure. I think we'll just pass here. If he passes, he's pretty screwed. We just attack for game. Kindred. Alright, well we definitely want him to slay our Dune Keeper, if anything. So let's just pass again. I think we need to block. We're still out of atrocity range, even without blocking. I guess we'll just let it go. We'll play Dancing Droplet. This is elusive win comp, but it's easy to stop with the 1 health, so maybe if he slays something now, it'll kill the Dancing Droplet, and then we'll play Azir in open attack. Vile Feast, okay. Tapped out. That will die, but we have the Azir. So, unless he has Withering Wail or something like that, another Vile Feast, we should be good to go. We have tons of draws that are just absolutely insane, though. Let's see what we get. Irelia. Huh. Oh, she's back. That's a good one. Maybe we'll get another chance to show off what she can do. Haha! What? That's so crazy. Alright, well this is still probably a win, I think. I'm pretty sure this is a confirmed win. I did not see that coming, I won't lie. Alright, so we have more attackers than he has blockers, and then let's say he blocked 4 and we can block 3. You can swap her in to get the kill. Very good game. Very good game. So yeah, that swap is very versatile. Also, if they don't block the first one, and you get to the second thing, you keep the Blade Surge. You can swap her around twice. You can like swap her with something and swap her with something else, and it's pretty cool. Alright, that's the Irelia Azir deck. Very strong, very explosive, and a ton of fun. I mean, I'm having fun at least. Let's see if you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Things you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to follow me on Twitch to watch me play decks live at a high level. I actually did finish rank 1 last season, so I was rank 1 on the American server. Very, very top to finish last season. So again, I hope these videos are informative. They help you out, and feel free to watch me live at twitch.tv/NicMakesPlays. I've hit rank 1 every single season in Legend Runeterra. I think I'm the only person in the America servers to do that every single season at this point. But either way, feel free to follow, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys later.